Okay, gang, so here it is. I promised a video on what we covered Monday to help you with this literature review, this massive thing that you're putting together that you've never produced like anything like this before. So let me go ahead and get into this and help you figure out what to do. So I do have this posted underneath your, well, let me see here. It should be under literature review, this guide here. No, it's not. I need to post it. Okay, well, I post it right after this discussion. Okay, so quotes. Number one, avoid them. You need to paraphrase the information in your own words. And then when you paraphrase it, you need to cite it using that APA style. So if you do decide to quote, really use one or two at maximum. And if you do, you have to include the page number where you got it. That's one of the APA requirements. So, you know, it's author's name, year. If you find yourself quoting something like onlinedictionary.com, you probably need to think twice about how you're doing that. So I am going to be very particular on your APA style and making sure that you're citing things the right way and writing things in APA style the right way. So here's the thing. Here's the big picture. So make an outline, okay? Make an outline of it. All right. So for instance, if we were making an outline, you always come up with Roman numeral 1, you know, and then under Roman numeral 1, you know, you have the big letter A. And so it kind of like gives you an idea of what you're going to do. So your text includes an introduction and literature review together. I think it's good to just give an introduction first and then start your literature review. So in your introduction, you'll want to introduce the subjects you'll be discussing. You can take just a smidgen from your abstract, but this is going to be a longer section. So it's not going to take long before you're going to have to write new stuff. You know, what's the big picture look like regarding your research? You know, provide the definitions, provide conceptual definitions of what you're talking about. Whether it's anxiety, you know, if it's anxiety, what's the prevalence of anxiety? How many people suffer? Is it males, females? What's the diagnosis? And there's a lot of things. So this might resemble like a quick book report or a subject report, but there's more to it than that. So then you go into your literature review, and here come your 8 to 12 valid primary sources. So one thing that you can do is just as you're trying to decide how you're going to do this, read your article and then write a paragraph in summary. So you'll summarize what they did in the article, in the study that you're looking at, and then critique it. How does it relate to what you're studying? And then that last sentence should lead you into the next research that you're looking at. So here's research number 2. Then do the same thing. You give a summary of what they did, and then critique it on how it stands up to your variables, how it relates to your variables. You know, give another sentence, and then go into study 3 and study 4. So it looks, you know, it looks kind of like this. And if you get all these paragraphs written from these different studies, then you know, let's say that you look at it and you're like, you know, this would look better. You know, this study 4 would look better up here. So then you can just cut and paste as you write these paragraphs, and just, you know, move it up. So I'm gonna see if I can do that here. You know, so yeah, and then move study 2 down. Study 5. So again, make it just, and I'm just including these so you know kind of what it looks like when you're putting this together. So make an outline. Make an outline before you get started. The very last things you want to do, the last things that you'll want to do in your literature review, you'll want to operationalize your variables. So remember, I talked to Sharman today, those of you that weren't in class. You operationalize your variables with the tools you're going to use, the instruments. I will use the blank survey to study, you know, anxiety. Or, you know, this researcher will, sorry, stay away from I. And then talk about how they, you know, so the authors of the STAI defined anxiety as blank. You know, so you'll go into that, and if this You know, if you use their definitions here, if you operationalize them in the introduction, that's fine. You just have to operationalize them somewhere. Then at the very end, before you go into your methods, there are your research questions. All right, and again, if you're writing this and you're like, man, I've got all this other stuff for my methods. I've got, you know, I've even thought about my results. I've even thought about some of the implications that I want to get to in the discussions. You can go ahead and start writing stuff. Now, I'm not going to grade these other 3 sections in this time. I'm just going to grade your literature. But if you want to go ahead and write, that's cool. So hopefully this has helped. Please reach out if you have questions. Email me. Due Friday at midnight. See ya.